Days of Our Lives spoil revenge, Kristen's downfall, and a desperate search for John Black. Ava has never been one to forgive and forget, and this time is no different. The week kicks off with an intense confrontation between Ava and Kristen, two women who know how to play the game of manipulation and survival. However, this time Ava has the upper hand and she isn't afraid to use it. After much deliberation, Ava makes a shocking decision regarding the charges against Kristen. Despite having every reason to press forward with a case against her, she ultimately chooses to let Kristen off the hook when it comes to the kidnapping accusations. But there's one crucial reason for this surprising change of heart: Rachel. For the sake of the innocent little girl caught in the middle of all the chaos, Ava reluctantly agrees to hold back on seeking full justice. However, just because she isn't pursuing legal action doesn't mean she's letting Kristen off easy. Not a chance. In a dramatic and heated moment, Ava finally lets her anger boil over, delivering a fierce slap that leaves Kristen stunned. The sound of the slap echoes as everyone watches, the weight of Ava's fury settling in. This is no mere act of physical aggression, this is a statement. A message. A long overdue reckoning for all the pain and suffering Kristen has caused. Kristen, ever the master manipulator, tries to regain control of the situation, but she's met with sharp words and a brutal verbal takedown. Ava doesn't hold back, delivering insult after insult, ensuring Kristen knows just how much damage she's done. This moment is satisfying for many in Salem, as Kristen has spent years wreaking havoc without truly facing the consequences. But this time she is being held accountable, even if it's not in the courtroom. The slap may be over in an instant, but its impact lingers. Will Kristen seek revenge? Or will she finally start to realize that her actions have consequences? Knowing Kristen, she's not one to take humiliation lightly, and this may just be the beginning of yet another scheme to regain control. Marlena's distressing news: John Black is missing while chaos unfolds between Ava and Kristen. Another crisis is brewing in Salem, one that could change lives forever. Marlena receives unsettling updates from John, who has been away on a mission. At first, she remains calm, assuming everything is under control. But that quickly changes when new information reaches her. Something is wrong. When she learns the full details, her heart sinks. John is completely off the grid. No messages. No communication. It's as if he has vanished into thin air. The realization sends chills down Marlena's spine. She has been through so much with John over the years. Dangerous missions, brushes with death, separations that seemed impossible to overcome. But this time, something feels different. This time, the danger seems more imminent, more real. With worry gripping her, Marlena rushes to break the devastating news to Brady. His reaction is immediate, pure panic. He has always seen his father as an unstoppable force, someone who always finds his way back home. But now, the possibility that John may be in serious trouble becomes all too real. Brady refuses to sit idly by, but he's not the only one determined to bring John home safely. Steve joins the search or a race against time. John Black has been a hero to many, but even heroes need saving sometimes. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Steve steps in, prepared to do whatever it takes to track down his best friend. He and John have faced countless life or death situations together, and Steve isn't about to let this be the one that ends in tragedy. Together with Marlena, Steve begins formulating a plan. They need leads, resources, and a strategy to find John before it's too late. Every moment that passes increases the risk, and neither of them can afford to waste any time. The tension mounts as the search for John becomes more desperate. Marlena struggles to keep her emotions in check, but the fear in her eyes is unmistakable. She knows the dangers lurking out there, and she knows what it means when someone like John disappears without a trace. Will they find him in time? Or will this be the beginning of a heartbreaking new chapter? What's next for Salem? With Ava's explosive confrontation with Kristen, John's mysterious disappearance, and the desperate search underway, Days of Our Lives is delivering edge-of-your-seat drama that longtime fans won't want to miss. Kristen may have been humiliated, but will she fight back? Ava got her revenge for now, but could there be unforeseen consequences? Chaos at the DiMera mansion. Gabby shoots EJ in a shocking confrontation. The DiMera mansion has seen its fair share of scandals, but nothing could prepare Salem for what happened next. In a shocking turn of events, Gabby Hernandez pulled out a gun and shot EJ DiMera in cold blood, leaving everyone in the room frozen in fear. What started as a heated confrontation spiraled out of control, leading to a gunshot that could change the course of Salem's future forever. Was this an act of self-defense, or was it cold-blooded revenge? More importantly, will EJ survive, or has Gabby just sealed her fate as a murderer? Let's dive into the real reasons why Gabby may have had no choice but to pull the trigger. 1. EJ kidnapped Rafe and replaced him with a clone. Gabby had already been on edge after her brother, Rafe Hernandez, mysteriously disappeared without a trace. For months, she searched for answers only to uncover a horrifying truth. EJ DiMera was behind it all. Not only did EJ kidnap Rafe, but he brought in a lookalike named Arnold Feniger to take his place. This wasn't just deception, it was an outright attack on Gabby's family. When Gabby discovered the truth, her rage became uncontrollable. She had already lost too much, and now she was being forced to play along with EJ's twisted game. Could anyone blame her for finally snapping and taking justice into her own hands? 2. EJ has betrayed Gabby before. This time, it's too much. This wasn't the first time EJ had double-crossed Gabby. Their history was filled with manipulation, deceit, and betrayal. EJ worked to sabotage Gabby's relationship with Stefan DiMera, using his influence to keep them apart. EJ pushed Gabby out of the DiMera family, leaving her with nothing. EJ once had Gabby sent to prison, causing her to lose everything she cared about. After everything he had already done to her, EJ stealing her brother away was simply the final straw. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about survival. 3. EJ threatened to kill Gabby. First, Gabby knew exactly who she was dealing with. EJ wasn't going to let her expose him without a fight. When she confronted him about Rafe's disappearance, EJ issued a chilling warning. If you breathe a word of this to anyone, you won't live to regret it. Gabby didn't need to be told twice. She had seen what EJ was capable of. He had no problem making people disappear. If she waited any longer, she might have been his next victim. Faced with a choice between life and death, Gabby fired before EJ could pull the trigger himself. 4. Gabby lost control in a blind rage. Gabby isn't known for her patience. In the past, she has acted impulsively when she feels betrayed. She nearly killed Abigail in a fit of rage. She destroyed Lonnie Price's life after feeling wronged. She has never hesitated to take extreme measures to get revenge. This time, however, things went too far. Fueled by months of fear, frustration, and anger, Gabby simply couldn't hold back any longer. One second she was screaming at EJ, the next she was pulling the trigger. 5. Was this a calculated move or a crime of passion? Some believe Gabby had been planning this for weeks. Maybe she had already decided that EJ had to go and she was simply waiting for the right moment. Could it be that this wasn't just an emotional outburst but a well-planned revenge plot? Perhaps Gabby knew that as long as EJ was alive, she would never be safe. Maybe this wasn't an accident, maybe it was necessary. What happens next? If EJ dies, it will shake the foundations of Salem. The consequences will be severe. Johnny and Stefan will be out for blood, demanding justice for EJ. The DiMera family will be thrown into chaos with no clear leader. Salem PD will hunt Gabby down and she could be facing life in prison. But what if EJ survives? If he wakes up and points the finger at Gabby, she could be in even more danger than before. Either way, this wasn't just another feud, this was an act of war, and nothing in Salem will ever be the same again. What do you think? Did Gabby have no choice but to shoot EJ? Or was this a crime of passion that will haunt her forever? One thing's for sure, Salem will never forget this moment. Fire collision.